Hey, how y'all doing? This is your girl Tysheen. I am back. Yes, I am back. So someone wanted me to react to Sweden versus USA, where is better to have a baby. Yeah, someone requested this. So I guess I'll check it. I kind of know where is better to have a baby. Far as financially, I would say definitely would be Sweden, because to have a baby in the hospital costs a lot of money here in America. So that's the only thing I know. That, and yeah, you don't got to pay a lot of money. And I think I remember, like, if you go to a maternity leave, I think they pay you like a couple of months. Like here I think they only pay like, I don't remember. It's such, I forgot. I think it's only like a month, or I don't even know if it's a month or maybe 3 weeks, something like that. I'll look into it. I don't remember, but let's just watch this video.
Alright guys, getting back into the video. Obviously, when choosing where to have a child, I mean, some people don't even have the choice, because some people live in America and some people live in Sweden. But for someone like me, who is an American living in America but planning on moving to Sweden, getting my residence permit and starting a family.
Lucky you. I have to visit first, because I don't know how it is now, but I would love to visit.
I kind of do have the option of having a baby here in the US, where my family lives, raising it in Sweden, or having the baby in Sweden and raising it in Sweden. For those of you who don't know, my fiance lives in Sweden, and I am in the process of getting my residence permit to live there.
Congratulations.
And eventually we will start a family. So I was kind of researching, about giving birth in Sweden, and I was really surprised to find out some amazing facts, which inspired me to make this video. So let's just jump right in and talk about the cost of giving birth in the US versus in Sweden. So
you're paying way more, especially here. I know every state in America is different. I know here in New York, paying a lot of money, paying a lot. I think giving birth is like, I'm trying to remember. I think it's like $30,000. Is it? I'm trying to remember. It's been such a long time.
But we do not have universal health care in the US. Everyone has to pay for their own health care, or they get it through their employer, and the money comes out of their paycheck every month. And even if you do have insurance, you can expect to pay quite a lot when having a baby. In fact, you can expect to pay anywhere from $5,000 to $11,000 to have the baby. So I found some information online, which I have typed up, and I'm gonna do a little cheat sheet, because there's a lot of stuff here to remember. So yeah,
it is a lot to remember, but I do know she said 11,000. I thought it was way more than that, but like I said, every state is different. So I know here in New York it's a lot.
The average cost of having a baby in the USA is between $5,000 and $11,000.
Okay.
If you require a C-section, the range increases to between $7,500 and $14,000. Now, that cost is not just for the delivery itself, but it does include all of the prenatal checkups as well as hospital care. And the cost actually depends on which state you live in, because some states are much more expensive and some are cheaper.
Yes, some are cheap. Some are cheap and some are expensive.
Alaska is the most expensive state to give birth in, and even with insurance for a regular delivery, you can expect to pay about $10,000.
But you know what? She's right, because here in Alaska is gonna be way more, because you know why it's way more? Because it's hard for them to get certain things over there, so it's gonna cost way more. I heard that if you want to have something to deliver over there, it costs a lot of money. So I could just imagine. Oh my God.
The cost without insurance is around $19,000. The state with the lowest cost to give birth is Alabama, and if you have insurance in Alabama, a regular birth will cost you about $5,000. But without insurance, it's going to cost you over $9,000. And this is just for a regular birth. If you do require a C-section, then the price is going to increase a lot. Yeah. And if you have complications during your delivery, then they will increase a lot as well.
Yeah, because you're staying there.
Let's move on to my favorite country in the world, Sweden. Guys, I was blown away when I learned that the only thing you have to pay out of pocket when having a baby is your hospital stay, which is about $13 a day. Other than that, having a baby in Sweden is included in the taxes that you already pay. Now, of course, the catch to this is you have to be a resident of Sweden. You have to have a Swedish person number. So, for example, a tourist couldn't go to Sweden and have a baby there and expect to pay nothing. If that were the case, then prices are comparable to the US, with the average cost being about $10,000 to have a baby in Sweden. So, when it comes to having a baby, I think Sweden wins on that one.
I think Sweden wins in overall because, you know. But then again, you got to think about tax too. A lot of people got to pay a lot of tax over there, right? That's the reason too. Because, like, who's paying for all of that? So, you know.
Sweden also has a lower birth rate, I think is what it's called. About 2 out of every 1,000 babies, unfortunately, do not make it, as opposed to the US, where about 5 out of every 1,000 babies do not make it. So, it's very sad. But Sweden does have a lower birth mortality rate. I believe that's what it's called. So, it does look like it's a little bit safer in Sweden also. Now that you've had the baby, let's talk about the fun part, parental leave.
That's what I mean to say. Yeah. Parental leave. It was the same thing as maternity leave, right? Well, that's for the mother, but this one's for parents. This is for this is for the mother and the father. I think they pay them like 3 months. I'm trying to remember the details. There's so much stuff to remember, but I think it's 3 months they get paid, and y'all get free stuff when y'all have your baby. Y'all get like Pampers, food, and clothes, and all that stuff. And I'm like, they didn't give me none of that. They probably gave me I shouldn't say they didn't give me anything. They did give me like 3 Pampers and a can of powdered milk for the baby, and some booklets and stuff like that. But the stuff that y'all get a lot of stuff, a lot.
The United States is one of the richest countries in the world, but the only one to not guarantee paid parental leave after having a baby. In fact, there is no law in the US that requires paid time off to new parents. Federal law requires just 12 weeks of unpaid time off to new parents. So that means after giving birth, you get 12 weeks off and your job is guaranteed secure. They're not going to hire someone in your place. However, you don't get any money. Now, this is a federal law. However, 9 states plus Washington, D.C. do offer paid time off, but workers in those states only get 8 to 12 weeks of paid time off, and only 14% of workers all across the U.S. have access to paid leave. And once again, let's move on to Sweden. Sweden is considered to have one of the highest paid parental leaves by international standards. And new parents can take, wait for it, drum roll please, 68 weeks of paid time off. That's 480 days, but you're getting paid to stay home with your baby. Now,
why did I thought it was 3 months? Where did I get that from? Oh no, I don't have no plans of having a baby, but Sweden is the place to have a child. Oh my God.
Now, since Sweden strives for gender equality, both the mother and father are entitled to 240 days each of paid parental leave. And they can take this until the child turns 8 years old. 420 of the 480 days are paid at 80% salary, and the remaining days are paid at full salary. And this is amazing. Both of the parents are allowed to reduce their working hours by 25% until their child reaches 8 years old.
I didn't know it was that long.
America, get your shit together. Now, let's talk about daycare in the US and daycare in Sweden. Now, with daycare in the US, parents have several options when choosing which daycare to enroll their child in. The cost of the daycare varies by location, the age of the child, and the quality of the daycare. Now, childcare for babies is going to be a bit more expensive than childcare for younger kids because babies require more attention and will need more people working at the daycare. So how much does it cost to send your child or baby to daycare?
When I had my daughter, when she went to daycare when she was 2. Around that time, they was charging me $180 a week. Yeah, it was 100. Yeah, to have having a newborn there, a baby who requires to have their diapers changed and all that. And yeah, they need more attention. You're going to be paying at least about $300 a week. I don't know how much is it now. This was so long ago. But yeah, it's going to cost way more.
Care in the US, the average cost of center-based daycare in the United States is $991 a month for infants and $847 a month for toddlers. Prices for infant daycare can range from $5,000 to $20,000 a year, according to the Child Care Aware of America. That's anywhere from $480 to $1,740 a month. Now, as I said before, location does matter when it comes to costs, and some states are more expensive. San Francisco is the most expensive place to send a child to daycare, and prices can reach $2,450 a month for infant daycare. And what about Sweden? I'm so glad you asked. Now, the cost of childcare in Sweden is set by law, and it actually varies from child to child. So the highest rate is for the first child, the second child is going to get a reduced rate, the third an even more reduced rate, and the fourth child is free. So child number 1 is going to cost $140 a month, child number 2 costs $92 a month, and child number 3 costs $45 a month. Child number 4, as I said before, is free. With all of this information, I know
we need to do better here in America. We need to do better. This is ridiculous. Like, this is getting out of hand. We should not be paying so much just to have a child here. You know, this is why I tell people having a kid costs a lot of money. One kid alone is a lot, you know. That's why I didn't want to have more kids, because, you know, everything's so expensive. Why should I bring another child in this world? It's just too expensive here. One child alone is costs a lot of money. So imagine having 4, 5, 10 kids. I don't know how people are doing it. I just don't know. It's it's crazy.
More things come into play than money when it comes to where is best to give birth and raise a child. Obviously, if your family is somewhere, you want to be around them, and if your work is somewhere, you want to be around them. But when it comes to money and giving birth and raising a child, which country do you think is better? I think so too. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching another one of my videos. If you haven't done so already, then please subscribe to my channel.
Yeah, subscribe to her channel. Look, if you want to raise your kids, I don't know, America is not the greatest place to raise kids. I'm just keeping it real. I've been saying it for a while. You want to raise kids, I don't try to look elsewhere. Try to look elsewhere, because this is not it, okay? It's not it. I'm sorry. Okay, stuff that you have to worry about having your kids here is so much. It's very scary, very, very scary. But man, I have to remember that. So that is crazy. Up to 8 years old. Wow, that's crazy. Crazy. Anyway, comment below, let me know how you feel about this video, and I will see you lovely people. Take care, bye, and peace.